How are you today, Mr. Berger?
I'm all right.
Good, good. So the purpose today is to just find out a little about you. We don't begin therapy today. It's more just learning about your history so we can figure out what you're looking for and find out if we're a match.
Okay.
So I'll be asking lots of questions. I usually start off telling you a tiny bit about me and a little bit about what therapy is, and then I'll ask you the questions. Does that sound all right?
Okay.
All right. The first thing I tell all the clients that I meet is there's this thing called match. And the research shows that actually what makes therapy really work is the relationship between the therapist and the client. And we don't like everyone we meet, or we're not friends with every person. So if this doesn't feel like a good match for you now, or if you continue to work with me in the future, I'd like for you to tell me. And if I can fix it, I will. And if I can't, I'll help you find a different therapist who's a better match. Would that be a good deal we could strike?
Sounds like a fair plan.
Okay. The other thing I want you to know just a tiny bit about me is that I'm what we call a generalist. For me, that means two things. I treat, one, all ages. So the youngest client I've treated is 3, and I treat most adults. I don't treat the geriatric population, but most adults. But it also means I treat all kinds of things. I do have some areas of specialty: depression, anxiety, suicide, self-harming behavior, trauma. But I treat most things. And if you bring something that's brand new to me, I'll be straight with you and we'll talk about what we want to do then. Does that sound like a good deal?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a therapist before in the past?
Just a little bit through a work person once.
Okay. So some of the things I'm going to tell you actually might have heard before. So I apologize if you know them, but I like to just kind of go over them at the beginning so we all understand everything. So the first is how long are sessions? They run about 45 to 55 minutes. We sort of use what we need, and the remainder of the hour I use to take notes. Let's see how to get a hold of me. You've got my business card, and you can leave me a voicemail there, and I commit to calling people back in a business day. And it also has an emergency contact number on my outgoing message if it was a crisis. Just like a doctor's office, we need 24-hour notice for cancellation. If you don't, there's a fee, and your insurance won't pay for it. It's pretty steep, so we try to avoid that. But I give everybody a great sick day, because people get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got my number, so you know how to reach me if you need to. Let's see, let me check my list. I have so many things. I want to make sure I hit everything. Yeah, we talked about that stuff. And the last thing that's really important is this idea of confidentiality. So what you may know from your past experiences, that what you say in here stays in here. I don't repeat it. And that, in my opinion, is kind of what makes therapy work. It's pretty important to me. So I want you to know, one, I hold that near and dear, but I also need to let you know that there are 4 times when I have to break that rule. So if you tell me you're going to hurt yourself, and I believe you. If you tell me you're going to hurt someone else, and I believe you. If you tell me a child or an elderly person is being physically or sexually hurt, I have to get involved by law, or I commit a misdemeanor. It's not that I expect these things to come up, but I just like people to know the rules in advance. I don't run out of the room and call the police behind your back. We try to figure out together how to handle it when I've had to do that in a few cases. Does that sound like pretty fair for you?
It does.
Okay, and I'm pretty open, so if you have any questions you can ask about me, you can ask me. Do you have any questions at this time, Al?
I do not.
Okay. Well, so, Mr. Berger, tell me, what made you look for a therapist now, at this point in your life?
Well, it's probably well past when I should have been looking. Been many, many years now that my home life has not been healthy, stable, happy. So I guess at some point you get pushed to a point where you feel like you really need something. I've probably had other people, family and friends, telling me this is something I should probably look into. So yeah, it's time.
Okay. Do you have any particular goals that you really want therapy to help you with?
I don't know. I mean, I'm so confused and really unsure of almost how I got to where I got at this point. specifically, my personal relationship with my wife. So I guess I really want to understand maybe how that happened, and what I need to do to get to a better place. Because the last many years of my relationship, were really not good.
Okay. Are you still in this relationship now?
No, I mean that's kind of what all this is about. We've just separated and moving into different homes, and children are all getting sorted out, and so there's a lot going on right now. I started a new job a few months ago, and so it's really taxing on my time and in my energy, and I'm loving it, but the last 6 months have a huge amount of change in my life.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me a little bit about your married life or your no longer married life? What happened?
I don't know if I know. We were always really good friends, and I think probably in the future we'll remain good friends. We're both physical people and very active people, and both of our early careers very much involved around kind of being athletic and that kind of thing.
Kind of a shared activity
Fitness.
you had?
Yeah, professionally it was what we both did, and we didn't so much do it together, but we shared the value. We would do something together. So that was always there, and always enjoyed each other just as people, and always good friends. And even the last many years of a relationship that weren't terribly sexually active, we were still good friends, and we would enjoy each other's company and so on, but it got to be much more like being good friends. And that obviously creates problems.
How long were you together?
Well, we have 2 children. The oldest now is 16, so we were together probably close to 20 years, I would say. We were together a few years. We didn't get married because I was pregnant or because my wife was pregnant. But it's probably almost 20 years.
Okay. How many children do you have?
2.
2. How old's the other child?
14.
Boys or girls?
2 girls.
So you've been together about 20 years. You recently separated. How long ago did you separate?
Last month.
Oh, that's really fresh.
Mhm.
What do you think will happen next in your relationship with your wife?
As I say, we don't, it was not a relationship that ended with lots of yelling and screaming and so on.
Okay.
It was